With the election of the US President Donald Trump, a known supporter of cryptocurrency, the industry is experiencing a surge in optimism. Crypto prices are climbing and investors are hopeful about a more favorable regulatory environment. But what does this mean for India? Can the country capitalize on the growing potential of crypto trading? And how long will this bullish sentiment last? To discuss these pressing questions and the broader impact of the Trump administration's policies on the global crypto landscape, we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Pareen Lathia, founder, community lead, Monad Foundation. Welcome to 3.TV, Mr. Pareen.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Pareen, in light of India's heavy taxation policies on cryptocurrencies, what is the long-term potential for crypto trading in the country?
I think some kind of control was needed, and there will be a lot of regulation that will come in when it's really, really safe for people to trade, is when actually it's the right time for tax relaxation. And I think probably US will be one of the first governments to very clearly regulate how this industry works. And that's something that probably we are all waiting for. I think the taxation in some way was a bottleneck to make sure that people who should not be trading, because crypto is the highest risk asset that you can find today.
Right.
It's extremely volatile and it's not meant for everyone. So in some way, it acted as a deterrent. I think probably it was a guardrail, and that's how we should look at it. So it's not that big a problem once the regulations are in place about how to treat this asset class very well, and how to sort of look at it in terms of risk factors. Probably this taxation will be at least relaxed in some form.
Right. So given the strong returns seen in cryptocurrencies since Donald Trump's election, how much of an impact do you think this will have on investor allocations to crypto assets moving forward?
It's hard to say these things right now. The Trump token launch has been surprising for everyone. I think no one absolutely expected this to happen. We knew that there would be some pro-crypto regulations, but President of United States launching a token is just like inconceivable. I think the industry is still processing how to take it right now. Sorry. In some form, I think the return is not to be looked at. What's to be looked at is the fact that now the arena is open for experimentation, right? Some people call it meme coins, some people call it Trump coin. We don't even know how to treat these asset classes anymore, because even traditional cryptocurrencies that came out in ICOs had some technology behind it, had some potential, at least a promise of business. What's going to happen in this completely new frontier? I think we are yet to arrive at any certain conclusions. In my understanding and opinion, I think it's a very bullish thing that a president of such a large country is pro-experimentation. That is how we should actually take it. It doesn't mean that common people should go and start trading crypto today. That's not what it means at all. I think as an industry, everyone who was building in Web3 as a space, not just crypto, has now got a lot more positive, because the room for experimentation has just opened up.
Right.
From Trump coin launch, this is all we should actually read. We don't know. Most people would still make a loss on coins like these. So it's still, even though it is launched by Donald Trump, it is one of the highest risk asset that anyone can actually trade in.
Right. So when it comes to crypto trading in India, which regions, tier 1 or tier 2 cities, are likely to see the highest level of activity, and what factors are driving this trend?
I think last cycle, if we were to just look at what happened in the last cycle, which was 2021, probably a lot of trading volume came from smaller towns, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities in India. This is just because some of these places with internet connectivity today in India, the news spreads as fast as it spreads in the cities. But also, one of the things is that this time we are probably going to see a lot more institutions coming in. So that's another completely different variable that we have never seen in the market this time. And this is just drawing from what's happening in US, that, hey, we have large institutions now like BlackRock, JP Morgan are buying into Bitcoin at least, slowly probably into crypto. We don't know what's going to happen. ETFs are there. So I think this cycle, a lot more focus is going to be on the institutions rather than retail traders. And we will see some sort of sanity come in, because the volatility last cycle was just way too high for anyone to digest.
So you mentioned ETFs also, with various options available for Indian investors, including ETFs and direct cryptocurrency investments. Which route would you recommend for those looking to get involved in the market?
I don't think any ETFs are going to launch in India. I'm not sure if any of these announcements have come out. I don't think these ETFs are going to launch in India at all. They will launch in the US first, probably some other countries. US has already approved Bitcoin ETF.
Bitcoin, Ethereum.
People in the industry are now rooting for Ethereum ETF. This means a lot more of US common public will get access to investing in Bitcoin, maybe even through their banks directly, right? Like you access a bunch of financial products today. Bitcoin at least will be one of the offerings in the US sometime this year. From Indian perspective, again, I think there will be regulation that will come before any kind of ETF is launched. And probably it's a little early to even talk about ETF in India. If ETF route is available, then I think that's way safer than going ahead and buying your own cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies are fundamentally self-custody, right? Which means it's like storing gold in your locker. You have to take care of it. If you get hacked, if something happens to that, you don't get it back. These things we haven't been trained in, right? We've usually been used to logging into bank apps and they always have a forgot password. They have KYC. Some of these wallets don't have KYC as of now. And even if you have done KYC, you still can't recover your funds if they are stolen. So ETFs are always going to be a better option if it's available in your country or wherever you are. For a normie user, that's always the first choice, in my opinion. Then you spend some time learning about what self-custody is, get a good wallet, learn how to use this, get a hardware wallet, learn how to use that, then get into a mode where, okay, you are holding your own Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. That's the eventual state that we want to reach at, saying everyone has complete control over their assets. That's what actually blockchain promises.
Right. So considering the challenges Indian crypto exchanges are facing, what steps should these platforms take to improve credibility and establish a more robust institutional framework?
I think Indian exchanges right now are doing really well. That's one misconception out there in the market, that they are not doing well. They have to, again, have a trade-off between, giving the user the best experience in terms of trading, in terms of custody, in terms of the amount of tokens listed, and manage the security and the regulation side of it. I think most of them have achieved a great balance. Generally, people are complaining on Twitter all the time, but if you look at the decisions that some of these exchanges have taken, they're pretty well thought out, given this trade-off always exists. Second thing, I think Indian exchanges are already doing a bunch of things, primarily education, right? And this is something that everyone in the industry has emphasized on, that we need to educate people rather than tell them go buy Bitcoin today, right? And that's always bad, because mostly people are buying these things for speculative reasons and they always end up making loss. So you don't want to get into that kind of a scenario. What you want to get into a scenario is first get that education phase out. And I think I've already said that maybe 5 times on this recording, but essentially I think a lot of initiatives where you're taught why this exists. You're taught what are the fundamentals of decentralization, fundamentals of self-custody again. And these things actually help people understand, differentiate between, like completely scam tokens, completely shady tokens versus something that's legitimate, something where a team is working towards bringing value to that particular blockchain network. And I should say that there are probably 99% of these tokens are going to zero, right? They are not going to give you any return if you're just going there expecting something very short-term and shortcuts. The industry slogan is don't trust, verify, but none of the retail folks are verifying. So the biggest job of these exchanges, and I think they're doing it very well, is to educate people through various mediums. I can see content being posted in various languages, in workshops being held in various cities, towns. This is how we move towards a more mature market, not by getting everyone to just buy these tokens instantly, because that's always ended in a bad way.
Okay, so with major exchanges like OKX and Crypto.com securing MiCA licenses, what positive impact do you foresee MiCA regulations having on the broader crypto market?
I think it's a good safeguard to have. We've seen a lot of exchanges just operate out of India without being accountable. I don't think the US government would allow something like that, although they don't have licenses, but they have a lot of checks and balances in place.
Right.
Probably till last cycle, we didn't have anything. I think the government side has made a lot of strides in the last few years, where they have come up with these licenses. Major exchanges coming to India is only an indication that Indian market is large enough, is maturing really, really fast in terms of their understanding, especially I would say the younger generation, which is what people call crypto native, people who got their crypto wallets with their bank accounts or very close to their bank accounts. These guys are very good at understanding this tech and the implications on their trading, their investment, and even speculation for that matter, right? So these exchanges know that we have a large Gen Z, Gen Alpha crowd. These people are completely crypto native, and for these exchanges, that means a lot more users, of course. That means a lot more volume. And as the market matures, I think this licensing regime is only going to serve very well as a guardrail for even these exchanges. And as a retail user, I have some kind of certainty. It's not 100% yet. It's still risky, but I have way more certainty than what existed in, let's say, 2021.
Well, that's all in this conversation for now. This is Miruchi Sharma signing off. Do like, share, and subscribe to 3.TV. And for more information stories, log on to our website www.3voice.io or scan the QR.